We have affordable prices. Call now 267-0000 or 431-0012. Lacroix Construction Services Limited, TNT's construction boss.
The Excel brand delivers quality service.
I would recommend Omega Excel to everyone.
Take care of yourself, take care of your health with Omega Excel. If Omega Excel works for me, it will work for you.
Over a period of time, I started feeling stronger in my knee where I could add more pressure.
For all top quality and affordable hardware supplies, no one beats Midland Hardware, located number 97 Eastern Main Road, Aruca. Midland stocks the #1 brands in hand tools, garden tools, water taps, power washers, generators, water pumps, kitchen and bathroom faucets, along with face basins and toilet sets, blocks, lumber, steel, sand, gravel and topsoil. Also check out Midland for steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Everything for home and business projects. Payments via links, credit cards, online payments, or cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 or call 646-2144. Open every day from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland. When you say TNT's construction boss, then there's only one company, Lacroix Construction Services Limited, specializing in general construction, industrial maintenance, manpower resources, transportation and lifting, and equipment rental, excavators, bulldozers, dump trucks, lighting systems, and everything for your project. We have affordable prices. Call now 267-0000 or 431-0012. Lacroix Construction Services Limited, TNT's construction boss.
Limiting chronic inflammation is important for so many conditions that occur.
I had a lot of pain 4 years ago.
I used to have pain in my knees, in my hip.
Taking it for arthritis.
Omega Excel saved my life.
Then I started to realize, well, hey, I could use my hands, I don't have any pain.
All in all, I am pleased to say that Omega Excel has worked.
Oh gosh, this place hot. And the AC, then this car not working.
Check Ryan Air. Ryan Air is ranked among the best in TNT for auto air conditioning service. They specialize in repairing and servicing all makes and models of vehicles and heavy equipment. They also stock a wide range of parts. Give them a call at 640-5828 or visit them at number 41 Kane Farm Road, Tacarigua, or email ryanairac@gmail.com. For prompt and efficient service, look no further than Ryan Air.
The Excel brand delivers quality service.
I would recommend Omega Excel to everyone.
Take care of yourself, take care of your health with Omega Excel. If Omega Excel works for me, it will work for you.
Over a period of time, I started feeling stronger in my knee where I could add more pressure.
For all top quality and affordable hardware supplies, no one beats Midland Hardware, located number 97 Eastern Main Road, Aruca. Midland stocks the #1 brands in hand tools, garden tools, water taps, power washers, generators, water pumps, kitchen and bathroom faucets, along with face basins and toilet sets, blocks, lumber, steel, sand, gravel and topsoil. Also check out Midland for steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Everything for home and business projects. Payments via links, credit cards, online payments, or cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 or call 646-2144. Open every day from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland.
Wednesday nights in the Gael, it's Sticks and Steel. Come join host Jomo Wako as he takes a look at steel pan all over the world. Get interviews with panists, arrangers and tuners. Even call in and request your favorite bands. All that and more on Sticks and Steel, a production of Gael Nights, only on Gael the Caribbean.
Breaking news! Excellence, 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 excellence. I want you to close. Excellent close. I want you to close. Excellent close. This year is we celebrating excellence. I'm starting to read. Excellent to read. Excellent to read. That's the country fast. That's the country fast. That's the country fast. That's the country fast. Excellence in the carnival is the Rico in decimal. That's the country flag. That's the country flag. Expose all the evidence. Let me see your excellence. That's the country flag. That's the country flag. Must have said and represent your behavior. Was the excellent? That's the country flag. That's the country flag. Like a champion, train. Excellence and said again. That's the country flag. That's the country flag. Let excellence always be a tradition.
For all top quality and affordable hardware supplies, no one beats Midland Hardware, located number 97 Eastern Main Road, Aruka. Midland stocks the #1 brands in hand tools, garden tools, water taps, power washers, generators, water pumps, kitchen and bathroom faucets, along with face basins and toilet sets, blocks, lumber, steel, sand, gravel and topsoil. Also check out Midland for steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Everything for home and business projects. Payments via links, credit cards, online payments, or cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 or call 646-2144. Open every day from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland.
Limiting chronic inflammation is important for so many conditions that occur.
I had a lot of pain 4 years ago.
I used to have pain in my knees and my hip.
Taking it for arthritis.
Omega XL saved my life.
Then I started to realize, well, hey, I could use my hands, I don't have any pain.
All in all, I am pleased to say that the Omega XL has worked. Oh gosh, this place hot. And the AC, then this car not working.
Check Ryan Air. Ryan Air is ranked among the best in TNT for auto air conditioning service. They specialize in repairing and servicing all makes and models of vehicles and heavy equipment. They also stock a wide range of parts. Give them a call at 640-5828 or visit them at number 41 King Farm Road, Tacarigua, or email ryanairac@gmail.com. For prompt and efficient service, look no further than Ryan Air. When you say TNT's construction boss, then there's only one company, Lacroix Construction Services Limited, specializing in general construction, industrial maintenance, manpower resources, transportation and lifting, and equipment rental, excavators, bulldozers, dump trucks, lighting systems, and everything for your project. We have affordable prices. Call now 267-0000 or 431-0012. Lacroix Construction Services Limited, TNT's construction boss.
Breaking news! Excellence, 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 excellence. I want you to close. Excellent close. I want you to close. Excellent close. This year is we celebrating excellence. I'm starting to read. Excellent to read. That's the country fast. That's the country fast. That's the country fast. That's the country fast. Excellence in the carnival is the Rico in decimal. That's the country flag. That's the country flag. Expose all the evidence. Let me see your excellence. That's the country flag. That's the country flag. Must have said and represent your behavior. Was the excellent? That's the country flag. That's the country flag. Like a champion, train. Excellence and said again. That's the country flag. That's the country flag. Let excellence always be a tradition. In the end, my friend, greatness will be a friend.
Everybody coming in. We're ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump. We gon' make them turn up.
Thank you so much, Master Controller. We do apologize for, well, thanks for your patience. That little glitch there. So we are, of course, going to be speaking to the Siparia mayor first, and then make contact with Dr. Rudal Moonilal. Let me say a pleasant good evening to Siparia Mayor, Mr. Dunat Miru. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mikey. Good evening to your listeners.
As always, good to have you on, of course. A lot has been going on, and I know a lot of people seem to be in the dark trying to figure out what's been happening here. But you said that your back is broad and you are ready for a no confidence motion once, of course, it comes your way.
I am ready, and I'm looking forward to these guys bringing this. Now, Mikey, this started about a month ago when at our stockpile, the councillor for Siparia website about now PNM councillor, he finally passed and saw a truck and a backhoe that did not belong to the borough corporation. That truck and backhoe was paid for by residents in a particular street, what we call Salt Mine Trace Extension in Siparia Road, my electoral district. And because of the shortage of transport at the corporation and these people were having tremendous problems with their road, they paid for a backhoe and a truck. And I got the approval of the technical officers to go in there to transport my material from my electoral district into that area. They decided that they were going to use that to tarnish my character. I have been sitting in that council for 18 years, and I have not once been held accountable for any mismanagement, corruption, anything. But when you have people like the likes of Victor Roberts, who will break down an entire palace just to save himself, they went the other way. And they started tarnishing my character until Saturday, when I went into the police station to find out if I was under any investigation, if any report was made on me pilfering any material from the stockpile. The police officer indicated that no report was made that the mayor interfered with anything belonging to the corporation. There was also a report that was compiled by the technical department whose responsibility it is for that stockpile. And I was cleared of any wrongdoing. But not satisfied with that, my friend, Victor Roberts, decided to go on the course that there's massive corruption at the Siparia Borough Corporation. Of course, as me, I had to respond. I responded the next day. I spoke about what transpired at the stockpile. And Mr. Roberts decided to move away from that and start talking corruption. So that happened last week, Tuesday. Wednesday, when I went into office and we had our normal weekly meeting, I raised some discrepancies at the Borough Corporation at the finance meeting. I indicated I had information on X, Y, and Z. I did not call any names of any persons who I believe is culpable in the matters. Lo and behold, Councillor Bowen got up and said he feels that that matter was directed to him. And if I do not bring clarity to it this week, which is tomorrow, he is going to proceed with a vote of no confidence. So I decided, well, I have no problem with that. In 18 years, I did not do anything that I have to be held accountable or I have broken the law in the corporation. My track record is clean. So over the weekend, Derek Bowen would have spoken to a particular media house where he indicated that I had made some comments about some irregularities in Mondesi. Mondesi is an electoral district.
Right.
Councillor Derek Bowen is Councillor Derek Bowen. If I said Mondesi, I speak of an electoral district. So he took offense and believed that that allegation was directed to him. Well, first time in my life I'm hearing that. So he indicated to the media that he's going to bring a motion based on the allegations I made against him as a councillor from Mondesi. Well, I was very amazed when the media called me. I told them, I said, look, listen, tell the man bring the thing fast and come. Now, Mikey, what has happened? When I was appointed mayor last year on the 30th of August, you may not believe this. By October, they were already talking about a vote of no confidence in the mayor. The seat wasn't even warm yet with the new mayor, and Victor Roberts and Derek Bowen was done talking about vote of no confidence. Now, both men thought that they would have been the choice of the party for mayor. I want to know what Victor Roberts' claim to fame is. According to a reporter told me today, nobody knows who the hell Victor Roberts is unless he didn't drag a coffin. And I don't know what his claim to fame is. He came into the council. He brought nothing. Now, Mikey, when you enter a new arena that you know nothing about, it takes you time to familiarize yourself and get accustomed to how procedures and so on work in that organization. My partner, Victor Roberts, have not settled in yet. And at every meeting, he wants to jump up and quarrel and fight and fuss over every single thing. Until about 2 weeks ago, we had a special statutory meeting to deal with the same stockpile issue. And because of him jumping up all the time and making ridiculous statements, I had to tell him, take your seat, and I will not take any other comments on this matter that you want to speak on.
Let me ask you this, Your Worship. I mean, because I know the people who are locked on, I can trust me, I can borrow money to gamble at. They are asking themselves, with so much going on in this country, so much happening, I mean, areas that have been hit with flood waters, people who are simply trying to keep their head above water, trying to survive. How is this a major issue where you have people who are supposed to be on the same team fighting, and it doesn't seem to be in the interest of the Burgesses?
Well, Mikey, I am glad that you asked that question, because parts of my electoral district was flooded out last week, Wednesday. On Thursday evening, I was out on the field with a truck distributing food and water to the affected Burgesses in Block Road, St. John's, and Akbar Drinks, with no help from no alderman or any of my colleagues at the corporation. Nobody came in to lend a hand. As I told our media house today, I am not going to be distracted by the antics of Victor Roberts and Derek Bowen. If they want to bring a motion, I will sign off on it and I let them debate it. I have a bigger job at hand, Mikey. We are short on funding at the corporation. We have to look for innovative ways to bring in other extra funds to make sure we take care of the people in our region. We have recently moved a motion to create a food court opposite the health facility in Siparia, what we call the Davy Jose Hub. We have already marked off 20 spots that we will rent for $1,500 a month, that will bring in about $30,000 to the mayor's allocation. We have also put in place a Christmas village for 3 days, the week of Christmas, to give the small entrepreneurs in Siparia an opportunity to ply their trade and put $1 in their pocket so they can put something on the table for Christmas. We are pursuing the lighting up of High Street Siparia and the main road on Faizabad. I am not going to be distracted by Victor Roberts and his antics.
Well, I think that's what the Burgesses definitely, and even those folks who are locked on now, saying. I mean, there's so much to be done and needs to be highlighted. This could have been done in council, or this could have been done sidebar, where you could have expressed yourself openly, or if it had to be investigated, allow the police to investigate it and let the trips fall where they may. But this seems to be a disruption as far as getting things productively done in Siparia. And one has to ask the questions, I mean, why are you personally the target in all of this?
I am the target because Victor Roberts wanted to be mayor, Derek Bowen wanted to be mayor, Jason Ali, the new councillor who went across to the PNM, wanted to be mayor. Now I'm hearing a talk today that these fellas want to move a motion on this sitting mayor. When the deputy takes over, should by some miracle they get this passed, then they will go after him, and I understand it is their feeling that Derek Bowen will be the next mayor of Siparia. Well, I want to distill all that, Mikey. In order for this motion to pass, they have to have 10 votes out of 13 councillors and aldermen. At this point in time, with the entire PNM and Victor and Derek Bowen, they only must obtain 8. I have spoken to the PNM, and I was told that Victor Roberts and Derek Bowen approached them 2 weeks ago and asked them to bring the motion. And the PNM rejected, saying that there is no issue with the mayor at this point in time to warrant a vote of no confidence because the mayor is doing very good as far as they are concerned. Mikey, we just concluded a big borough celebration in Siparia for almost 2.5 weeks. Massive celebration, very successful. People were amazed to see what we did in the first year of becoming a borough. You understand? And as I tell you, I am not going to be sidetracked. We are in the planning stage of the food court. We are going with the Christmas village. We are going to light the street. As January hit, I have to start preparing for our borough celebration again, which takes place from around the 18th or the 19th of June next year. And I am not going to allow these guys. I have 4 years as a mayor, and I must be able to account to the Burgesses my achievements in 4 years. And I am not going to be distracted by Victor Roberts. This may be Victor Roberts' first and last term, and also Councillor Bowen last term as a councillor.
Yeah, but I think, Mayor, with all due respect, we have to really rise above the personalities. Again, if there's an investigation, that is the role of the TTPS to carry out the investigation.
Agreed.
And whatever happens there. But the fact of the matter here is that this definitely doesn't look good. It just simply does not add up. You are also saying that if the no confidence fails, you expect these gentlemen to hand in their resignation letters and go.
Yeah, if the motion fails, then that means that they would have failed. And the best thing for them to do is hand in their resignation and walk. If they have no confidence in the mayor, and they bring a motion of no confidence, and it fails, will they be able to work with me for the next 3 years?
Now,
the motion fails.
There must be other things on the agenda. Are they cooperating with other things on the agenda? I mean, now you spoke about, and we've heard it time and time again, where many of the corporations, especially those, of course, that the UNC is in charge of, is struggling and asking for finance. There seems to be so much being played with that back and forth, using that as a political football. Now, I'm certain that these gentlemen would know quite clearly that there is a challenge there. Are they cooperating with other issues that are on the agenda?
Mikey, last financial year, we were allocated $22.6 million under a development program that takes care of road, drains, recreation grounds, cemeteries, different programs. Of that $22.6 million, the government of the day saw it fit to take back $10.2 million out of that. Not a single word from these two gentlemen. I went and spoke to people at the ministry and indicated my disgust that you promised to give us $22.6 million, and coming to the end of the financial year by July, you told us that you cannot release the $10.2 million, the balance on the allocation. Now what would have happened? Projects that we would have planned for last year could not have been completed. It means that those projects would have been completed last year, we'd have gone to a new project this year. It means now that the same project that we didn't complete last year will now have to be rescheduled for this year. And this is what we are faced with as a corporation, as a borough. And sometimes people don't understand. You understand? When you lose $10.2 million out of $22.6 million, that is almost like half the allocation. You understand? What we should be doing is fighting central government to make sure we get the resources so that we can reach the Burgesses and do the work of the people in the region. Not be fighting over a little petty issues in the corporation. And I have treated every councillor with respect, even on the opposite side. I have given everybody equal share of everything in the corporation. So if there's no complaint in that regard, I make sure every electoral district is treated with. You understand? I don't look at it from a political perspective. I look at it as a mayor treating with the entire region.
Now, Mr. Roberts also, according to media reports, noted that you call on government to pass legislation to remove aldermen who act contrary to the interests of the corporations they serve.
Yes, I did that because I'll tell you why. There are a number of aldermen who believe that when they come into office, because they cannot be removed within a specific time, I call on government to review the legislation to make the appointment of an alderman in keeping with that of a senator. An appointment of that nature should be along the lines of like a senator. You could appoint a senator today, in 6 months' time you could remove him and somebody else. Had that legislation been in place, and Mr. Roberts had known that he could be removed at any time, do you think he would have been going down that road? Definitely not. Definitely not. And what he's saying today, that I have been treating with him, Councillor Bowen and Councillor Ali, differently since they went and openly supported Rushton Parry, which is the furthest from the truth. That's the furthest from the truth.
Yeah, but again, Your Worship, I mean, those issues itself are not paramount compared to what the Burgesses are looking for as far as delivery and service. I think that in itself should be the priority.
Mikey, the council and myself as mayor, we are not going to allow this to distract us from delivering to the Burgesses. As I tell you, we continue. We are going to open that food court by December. We are going to have the Christmas village. We are going to light the streets of Siparia like we did last year. So we are not going to sacrifice the Burgesses because of the, I don't know how to put it, those two gentlemen, Victor Roberts and Derek Bowen. I am not going to use the Burgesses as a sacrificial lamb to deal with Victor Roberts and Derek Bowen. My focus is to move forward with the council. We have the support to get projects going, started and going, and we are not going to allow the Burgesses to fall a victim of Victor Roberts and Derek Bowen.
And Mayor, let me ask you, is there any sort of compromise that one can reach to at some point in time where this can be definitely dealt with, or has this horse completely bolted out of the stable?
You know, I have tried with the party, and about 3 months ago, somewhere in June, July there, I had asked the party to convene a meeting with all members of council on the UNC side, including Victor Roberts and Derek Bowen. Victor Roberts did turn up at that meeting. Derek Bowen did not turn up at that meeting. You understand? Now they have a house, and Victor Roberts made the point yesterday that he feels hurt when he was removed from a chat that he was on, a UNC chat on WhatsApp. But if there's an internal election and you are supporting a slate that opposes the leader's slate, I didn't do it. It was done at the higher level of the party. There are certain information that we would not want to be available to. You understand? So they had removed them from the chat, and they are still crying over that at this point in time. Now, I would suspect if Victor Roberts had any issue with corruption, the first thing he should have done was have a word with the political elite and the chairman of the party. He didn't do that. He ran to the media. I have this, I have that. When the media asked him yesterday, so what are the evidence you have? Well, I file for it under the Freedom of Information Act, and when I get it, I will go to the relevant authorities. So then you are saying you do not have the evidence of corruption? Is that what you are saying? I would think that you would have the evidence in hand, and that you will be able to present it to the media. Well, look, this is what I have, and I'm going to the relevant authority. You making claims of corruption, but you don't have the evidence in hand. You know, filing under this. And if something happens in the corporation, he don't have to go to the Freedom of Information to get that. He could go in any meeting in the council and make a request for the information. He made a request for the expenditure coming out of the chairman's fund from 20 to 23. I told them, I said, give it to him. He received that last week. I don't know why you have to go to the Freedom of Information Act to get information coming out of the council. You understand?
Yeah.
But as I said, I am not going to allow this to distract us tomorrow. We continue to meet tomorrow. We will not be sidelined by this distraction. Our duty is to ensure that the Burgesses get what they are supposed to get from the Siparia Borough Corporation. That is our main focus.
Mayor, I want to thank you for taking time out to clear the air on these issues. Again, wish you all the best. I hope that at some point in time that this can be resolved, again, for the interest of the Burgesses, the people who need to get service and deliveries. That's most important. Again,
I guarantee you that our Burgesses will not suffer.
all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Short break. We'll be right back. For all top quality and affordable hardware supplies, no one beats Midland Hardware. Located number 97 Eastern Main Road, Aruka. Midland stocks the #1 brands in hand tools, garden tools, water taps, power washers, generators, water pumps, kitchen and bathroom faucets, along with face basins and toilet sets, blocks, lumber, steel, sand, gravel, and topsoil. Also check out Midland for steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Everything for home and business projects. Payments via links, credit cards, online payments, or cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 or call 646-2144. Open every day from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland. And we're back. Yes, sir. We have him, the Oropouche East MP and UNC Shadow Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Rudal Munilal. Pleasant good evening to you, Dr. Munilal.
Good evening to you and all your listeners.
Always a pleasure to have you on.
Great.
Straight into it, I mean, the murder totals so far for the year is 564. We have 42 days to go before we usher in a brand new year. And you are making it quite clear, based on this survey that was conducted, that the government, of course, poor ratings, and the people simply do not have trust in the TTPS. I mean,
Mikey, as you know, the Police Service Commission has submitted their annual report for 2023. Centerpiece of that report has been the survey results of their poll. The poll, I believe, is not extensive, but is significant. I think 2,300 persons, more or less, demarcated by individuals, organizations, demography, and so on. And it's a frightening result that they have demonstrated that 82% of the people are fearful of crime, and 72% have no trust in the police service. It's a very serious matter. It is not unexpected. I mean, it's not like we are surprised by that data, because as we know, the police service has been suffering from a crisis of confidence and trust in the national population. So it was not surprising. What I think was really the big issue of the day was the fact that 6 or 7 police officers have been discharged from the courts, the High Court, and on the basis that there was no prosecution from the public prosecutor, which is the police, and there was no file in the courts. And these are persons who have been charged, arrested, and so on in relation to extortion, which is a very significant issue now, as you know. When that matter broke today, I issued a press release, to indicate that this requires an independent investigation and requires further accountability from particularly the Commissioner of Police, because it cannot be that they want each and every one to report extortion and so on. And when police are before the courts, in particular police officers, that matters are thrown out in this scandalous manner.
Yeah, but when you look at it, Dr. Munilal, I mean, this didn't happen overnight. We were told on the campaign trail that Dr. Rowley said he sent Fitzgerald Hines to Fairfax County in Virginia. Then we, of course, Mr. Hines is saying that it is not his job basically to curb crime. He deals with the administrative aspect. Then you have the addition of Attorney at Law Keith Scotland. Then you talk about resources, and the list goes on and on. When is this connection going to be made when it is said here that the entire country lives in dreadful fear for their lives? We're hearing businesses closing up shop early, people changing the way they go about their lives, senior citizens afraid to go out because they're now soft targets. When is the connection going to be made that something has to be done more than just old talk?
Well, the problem here is that if something has to be done, and it has not been done in the last 9 years, it will not be done in the next, 9 weeks. So the first thing is we have to abandon this thought that the current administration can solve the problem. They can't solve the problem, because if they could have solved the problem, they would have solved it already. That's the first issue. The second issue, of course, is that there are specific, characteristics of crime that are creating havoc, particularly matters of extortion, home invasion, gang-related murders, and so on. And the government is, of course, clueless and aimless in dealing with that, so that those matters will not, change overnight. It has to do with a wider holistic approach to crime fighting, including intelligence. And as I have noted in the parliament just yesterday, they have been talking so much about the SIA and so on, and they have no final report on any matter related to the SIA when they have been making fundamental changes in policy and personnel and law in some cases on the basis of incomplete analysis, incomplete investigations, and so on. And that is a very, very serious matter.
Yeah, and I mean, compounded with the fact that there's so many other things going on. I mean, just last week, I had a rep from OWTU right here on television, and he said that the total refined products imported from December 1st, 2018 to the 30th of June of this year by Siparia is over $7 billion. Well,
that's a crisis of its own, because they closed the refinery on the basis that we couldn't sustain it, and then they used all the forex which they could not earn to import the critical, energy supplies for the country. And that has been a crisis that we have written, we have spoken about in and out of the parliament, and it's a matter we have to address as an incoming administration. As I've said before, an incoming administration will address the issue of revenue generation, and particularly earning foreign exchange, which is critical to all small island development, territories in the Caribbean.
Yeah, and on this issue of the Attorney General and the Auditor General and what took place in the Privy Council,
Sure.
it seems as though mainstream media has a way of just bringing this about maybe once, and then all of a sudden it just seems to die down. But these are some very serious issues. One of your colleagues, Senator Jayanti Lachmidiyal, made it quite clear that there should be a criminal investigation into this matter.
Correct. I mean, there are serious issues as to the shortfall in billions of dollars, the lack of accountability, the lack of data and information on those matters, and the Minister of Finance is at the center of that. So clearly we must have a further investigation as to what went wrong.
Yeah, you're also a deputy political leader, of course, and there has been some comments made by individuals saying that there's no transparency in the UNC screening for general election candidates. However, the opposition leader, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, said that the screening process is ongoing. The nomination booklets are 23 pages long and are very comprehensive. What do you say to those who are locked on tonight, say, listen, what's going on with the process, and is it not going to take?
Continuing. The fact is that there's no general elections that have been declared. As you know, it is constitutionally due next year, which can, according to our law, can take us to November next year. So that, I think people are just getting carried away. They are getting nervous. They are getting frigidity, as we say, and don't understand that, there's a process to follow, and we will screen and we will determine candidates and so on. But the election can be held constitutionally anytime between now and November 2025, and one ought not to get nervous and jittery about that.
And finally, again, on the issue of crime, I mean, looking at what's happening and how things are shaping up, going into the general elections, what should be the main message?
The main message is that there can be no change, there can be no reversal in terms of the crime and the insecurity issue unless there's a removal of government. And persons believe that we can somehow fix crime without removing the government. It will not happen that way. And the population must wake up and come to the reality that to deal with crime, you have to remove the incumbent government.
All right, closing comments, go right ahead.
My closing comments, of course, is that the population needs to be mobilized and organized and agitated sufficiently to ensure that, we still have a paradise, we can still build economic prosperity, we can still build, employment generation on the basis of the significant investment attraction. A key pillar of our program will be attracting investments that will generate jobs and economic activity, which is critical to the economic engine of this economy. And that is what we are about, and there's hope. That's my message.
All right, thank you so much for taking time out again.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Well, folks, that was Orapooch East MP and UNC Shadow Minister of National Security, and before that you heard Siparia Mayor, Your Worship, Mr. Dudnat Meru. That in itself, I know many of you may be saying to yourself, what's really going on with so much happening? And that brings us to the question tonight. The lines are open, 225-9790. And also, if you're making a WhatsApp call, 494-0938. What should be the message going into the general elections? What should it be? I mean, I know some of you may be communicating with others and asking yourself, is it effective? Is the message getting through? Is it too much that's happening and you seem overwhelmed by it and somewhat overburdened by all these activities where every Monday morning the narrative just seems to be something that is not in favor of you or all of us as citizens? I mean, is it an issue of crime? And then you expand on that, it's extortion. And then you expand on that, it's home invasions. And when you expand on that, it's kidnapping. Is it the mismanagement of our affairs? And when you expand on that, you ask about unemployment. When you expand on that, you ask about missing money, allegations of this and allegations of that. And some things just simply don't add up. And when you talk about infrastructure, again, you can start to expand on that. The bridges and the roads and so many things, education, healthcare. What should be the main message going into general elections, whether it happens today, tomorrow, when it's due, of course, in November or whatever time in 2025, but what should be that main message? I mean, for the past 9 years, you've been here, you've been, I don't know if you're happy, if you overjoyed, some people maybe, I don't know. But when you ask yourself, when it comes to communicating all that has been taking place, and all that you have been enduring, and all the suffering, and the fact that so many of you had to change the way you live, whether it was sending your children abroad, whether it was from a 2-car family to a 1-car vehicle, whatever the case may be, what has affected you the most? And what should that, of course, be as part of the message going into the next general election? We'll take a short break. When we come back, the line's open. You can wait on that. Let it marinate for a while. And we're going to talk about good communications and what it really means. I mean, can we rely anymore on mainstream media? As I just told Dr. Munila. And even those who have the information do not want to come out for whatever reason. They'll tell you, I don't want to talk today. I don't want to talk tomorrow. And what does that do for you when we come back?
Chronic inflammation is important for so many conditions that occur.
I had a lot of pain 4 years ago.
I used to have pain in my knees, in my hip.
Taking it for arthritis.
Omega XL saved my life.
Then I started to realize, well, hey, I could use my hands, I don't have any pain.
All in all, I am pleased to say that the Omega XL has worked.
For all top quality and affordable hardware supplies, no one beats Midland Hardware, located number 97 Eastern Main Road, Aruka. Midland stocks the #1 brands in hand tools, garden tools, water tanks, power washers, generators, water pumps, kitchen and bathroom faucets, along with face basins and toilet sets, blocks, lumber, steel, sand, gravel and topsoil. Also check out Midland for steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Everything for home and business projects. Payments via links, credit cards, online payments, or cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 or call 646-2144. Open every day from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland.
Limiting chronic inflammation is important for so many conditions that occur.
I had a lot of pain 4 years ago.
I used to have pain in my knees and my hip.
Taking it for arthritis.
Omega XL saved my life.
Then I started to realize, but hey, I could use my hands, I don't have any pain.
All in all, I am pleased to say that the Omega XL has worked. Oh gosh, this place hot. And the AC in this car.
And we're back. Thank you so much, Master Control. And don't forget, Strong Heart is an all-natural omega-7 supplement that has been shown in clinical studies to be associated with heart health by supporting healthy cholesterol and inflammation levels. Studies indicate that it supports overall heart health, so to keep your love muscles strong, get Heart XL today. And again, the question, what should the message be going into the general election? Is the message being lost? Is it not clear? Is it something that is a bit skewed? Who's managing it? Who's pulling the strings with it? So much, or are you overwhelmed by all that is taking place that you simply cannot pinpoint what the message should be? The lines are open. If you're making a WhatsApp, call 494-0938, and you can call 225-9790. Hello, good evening, welcome.
Mr. Good evening to you, Mikey, and good evening to the listeners on Guyana. And Mikey, a question what you're asking is had to be about policies. And I am asking Mikey for three debate between the two political leaders in PNM and Kamala Prasad Bisasa, Dr. Rowdy, and Kamala Prasad Bisasa. Because I believe on the platform it will be mud swinging. It will be the African Indian. But the debate now, it must be on policies and plan and how we're changing and how we're bringing the revenue and money to our good country. So I'm saying this to you, Mikey. I am saying, for now, I know that political parties might request for them leader to be inside the debate. But at this time, I am saying this, Mikey, that going into the election, I am calling for three debate between Dr. Rowdy and Kamala Prasad Bisasa this next months to come. It will not be an easy ride with Kingsley.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Kingsley. I mean, do you still think that there's some things that need to be debated?
Of course, people are not going to vote on Dr. Rowdy in Dr. Rowdy give them 4% in the last 9 years. In 2020, we witnessed it, Maggie K. We witnessed it. We see it in our faith and in our eye. You see the Jesus and Paramus and who the pick? Who the pick? This is not to sit down and talk about Rowley and Roger and friends no more, you know. This is not the election, it's about that, you know. Roger and Dr. Roy, the friend, and Roger joining with the UNC to no, that cannot win an election, a general election. So it still have things to talk about, because the question we have to ask, do we want a prime minister have the power to select a commissioner? Do we still want to have the powers that a prime minister have the powers to select a president? So it still have things to be rectified before, because we cannot say, yo, move Rowley, and the constitution remain the same. So we just play move here and move there. And what next? So like I am saying, the only thing to solve this solution at this time, true public debate before the 25th general election. Come up with Mr. and Dr. Rhodes, because as I close for seconds, it is why Donald Trump exposed Joe Biden on the debate. This is why Kamala Harris say she win the debate, and by 5 seconds she come off the platform, she asks her next for debate, and Trump said no, and he come and win the election. I want to thank you very much.
Thank
I want
you.
to say about that.
Appreciate it. Again, the lines are open, 225-9790 and 494-0938. Very, very interesting. To me, I think the straw broke the camel's back last week, I'll be honest with you. When the fact that the total refined products imported from the 1st of December 2018 to the 30th of June 2024 by Siparia exceeded that of $7 billion US. I mean, what does that tell you? Why is it that every time we start hearing about these large figures, we don't hear about the fact that it went to some orphanage, it went to start some project that was going to employ 2,000 or 5,000 citizens. We don't hear about it going towards a ferry that we finally can use, not just here, but actually to go around an entire island, to parts of the CARICOM, as the case may be. When we hear these large figures, it's not about schools and building smart schools. It just seems to be a matter of mismanagement, misappropriation. Something just doesn't add up. Over $7 billion US. And you're talking to people who are saying, listen, I have a child that, is studying abroad, and I'm trying to get something to him or her, or I'm trying to keep my little business afloat, or I'm trying to get my hands on some Forex. And you hear all of this money that is just simply being thrown about. And then the fact that the Prime Minister would come and say, listen, it is your appetite for foreign products that has the Forex, so scarce. Somewhat of I think that in itself is such a disrespectful statement. I mean, if you don't know exactly what the Forex for some people means, then you're totally disconnected. So the lines are open, 225-9790. Perhaps you're happy. Perhaps you just like how things are going. Again, you can hit me up, 494-0938. But what should the message be going into the general election? What do you believe is the main thing here that would mean something to you, and of course, by extension, that of Germany? All right, let me get this one. Hello, good evening.
Hey, Mikey.
Hey, what's up, Lisa?
How are you, my brother?
I'm a lot better hearing your voice. Go right ahead.
It was good to hear Dr. Muram, my deputy political leader, colleague on the NATEX. It was also good to hear his motion they made with Nat Mero. It is hearing with Dr. Muram, I have to say that I myself, I cringe when I heard of that, of how that matter was dismissed and the way it was dismissed. And it shows again the level that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has reached. Right? While we have one that is praying, the country is suffering. And this is why, again, we have to say that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service continues to fail. And you all are just seeing what we go through in the court. We have had a state court on many occasions, right? And, matters are always having to be extended, matters of prolonging. And not only that, you have the resources have to be spent. And I unfortunately have to say that when we had a former commissioner of police, he ensured that officers come to court. Because at the end of the day, Mikey, the Trinidad and Tobago police officers, they are governed by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Act and their regulations that govern them. And when you see that this conflict, sometimes you have to ask that these officers must be disciplined. Because when you arrest a man, the first thing a man is denied when he is arrested is that he is denied his rights of liberty. And then, if you arrest a man, you have to have evidence to arrest him. You just can't come out of this lockdown just to take him behind a bar, behind a cell. And if there's nothing to charge a man, then why are you bringing him to court? And look at what happened to these officers. These officers, so everyone has the presumption of innocence. And we all know that, and under the rights of the Constitution of this country, you're also entitled to have a free and fair trial. Now, these officers, I know I cast no aspersions upon them. I cannot say as to whether they did the act or not. But these men who are arrested, these men were paraded all over the country. Because as you know with social media, everybody will see who you are. These men, one of them I think was an acting corporal, so he has a form of a ranking officer.
Right.
So these men now will suffer. They suffered being maligned, being trashed, their names being attacked. And now these men now have to now go back into the public domain as police officers.
And conduct their work, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and they have to now conduct their work. And you can imagine, Mikey, how these men are going to, how they are going to, the public will perceive them.
Yeah, of course.
So the first thing they might say, hey boss, you come to collect something here to the suffered. Right? So they start, and let's not play silly. We have a country where if you are found not guilty of a crime, they will still call you the mango thief living up the hill.
You're right about that.
You understand what I'm saying?
We've got to stick a pin in that. I will be asking this question again tomorrow. I'll try to open the lines a lot earlier because I see a lot of people are trying to get it. But as we head towards the... Thank you so much. As we head towards the general election, what should the messaging be? What really and truly comes at you so hard after almost, 9 years? To me, the straw that broke the camel back is over $7 billion of total refined products imported by Siparia. Where's the money going? Folks, until tomorrow, again, be safe. We're observing, but the action has started. Until tomorrow, we are out of here.
The Observer.